Celtics will continue their playoff run as they face the Orlando Magic tomorrow night, trying to get that last playoff spot. Ryan Chevalier, WCVB, Boston. I'm sitting at the Channel 5 news desk, where it takes years of hard work and dedication to get here. Deflategate still lingers. Jeremy Hayes and I have more on the ongoing scandal. I'm where Senator Kennedy left an impression on the town of Southbridge 55 years ago. Although in a twist, it was the town of Southbridge that left an impression on Senator Kennedy. Are all parts of what helps WCVB put on a good show every day. Even I'm part of that. In 4 months, the U.S. Olympic Committee will decide if Boston has its own opening ceremony in 2024. With songs about sex, abortion, and child abuse, the cast hopes the risque show took the spotlight off of them and on to some important issues. They don't have a batter right now who's batted .290 in their career. I feel like Kansas City with like Lorenzo Cain or Mike Moustakas, they have a few power hitters still in that lineup. The pitch to Kemp. Swing and drive! Dan Kemp delivers! Walk on! I agree. Parents today, they should definitely vaccinate their kids in this day and age with science and health. Ladies and gentlemen, rhythm. 12 footballs have actually had under 12.5 psi. Did our culture, media, and journalists overreact?
I do think that there was a lot of overreaction to it.
What does it take to be a great photographer?
As they say in the business, you got to have a good eye, a sense of composition.
Nobody had any thoughts or any ideas of them going all the way. And for them to be able to go down to the finish line of the Boston Marathon, it's just unbelievable.
As we say, biology is always one step ahead, and we have to be prepared.
On September 30th, 1958, John F. Kennedy made a campaign speech in the town of Southbridge on the corner of Main and Central Street for re-election as senator. Southbridge's town historian Dick Whitney explains the history behind a photo taken of Kennedy that day.
There's one picture of him speaking, and you see a Billis Steiner sign in the background, and also a building. One building on the right is gone. It burned in a fire in 1971, but the building behind him is still there. Richard Rossioli was standing just a few feet back in the crowd during Kennedy's speech. He explains the overwhelming impact that Senator Kennedy's visit had on Southbridge.
For the town of Southbridge, it was something because he was already a big name, and I think I told someone earlier that the whole family was like God.
I'm where Senator Kennedy left an impression on the town of Southbridge 55 years ago. Although in a twist, it was the town of Southbridge that left an impression on Senator Kennedy. Kennedy remembered visiting the American Optical Factory in Southbridge and purchased bifocal glasses from American Optical. It is this order that still gives historian Dick Whitney the chills.
The order says he would like to order 3 pair, and it's stamped and written, "We received this letter the day he was shot."
Ryan Chevalier, Suffolk U News. The Celtics are only 1.5 games out for the 8th seed in the playoffs. Boston has won 4 out of their last 5 games, and the Old Testament in the book of Isaiah Thomas takes over the game, has a New Testament.
Be able to beat certain teams and grind out certain games like versus Memphis and stuff, that's a big testament to everything. So, whether we are fortunate enough to make the playoffs or not, I think the way we're learning the toughness and how we have to really battle, brawl out games are definitely key. Boston has to be the scrappier team with Isaiah Thomas's lower back injury keeping him out over the next few games. Thomas has averaged 24 points and 6 assists over the last 4 games he's played in, although there will be no standing ovations with the back pain he has.
It's been bad. I mean, it's been hurting when I stand up, sit down, so it's like nothing's comfortable. I've been very uncomfortable the last few days, but I'm just trying to get this swelling out as fast as possible, and then once I can tolerate the pain, I'll be all right. Even with the team's recent success without Thomas, Coach Brad Stevens is staying on an even keel.
We have a lot of room to improve on both ends of the ball. We made some mistakes yesterday on the defensive end that could have really hurt us. And, I thought we tried to thread the needle way too much on offense.
Stevens did commend his team's hard work for a chance to compete in the playoffs.
Even during the toughest of times, they've stayed true to the work that it takes to improve.
The Celtics will continue their playoff run as they face the Orlando Magic tomorrow night, trying to get that last playoff spot. Ryan Chevalier, WCVB, Boston.
On a night of praying for Michael Brown and his family, the Boston Community and Police came together to discuss the decision on the Ferguson case. Mayor Marty Walsh invites people to let their feelings be heard, but also wants different ways to fix Boston.
Think about grieving and to grieve together, but also to talk about solutions and how we can find some real solutions here in the city of Boston.
Walsh believes what happened in Ferguson is an equality issue, not a law enforcement issue.
We all know the disparities due to race and income run very, very deep. We see them in health, we see them in education, we see them in housing, we see them in jobs. They're unjust.
Republican Charlie Baker explains how Boston is working on these inequalities.
40 or 50 leaders of this community who would work with me to develop an urban agenda around education, around jobs, around housing, around public safety, around incarceration. I had a conversation with President Obama, and I said to him, Mr. President, I don't know what's going to happen in the rest of the country, but I know what's going to happen in Boston. We are going to address the issue of black and brown boys and making sure not just black and brown boys, but also all of the young people in our city of Boston have opportunities they don't have.
The mayor urges the public to come to a My Brother's Keeper Summit on December 6th. Ryan Chevalier, Suffolk U News.